Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about control and loop statements. The control structure will be helpful for checking the condition. Based on the condition, the set of statements will be executed at least once. Okay, if the condition becomes true, the statements will be executed. If condition becomes false, it will be go with the next further steps. That is the basic of the control statements. Where it comes with the loop statements, the statements will be repeatedly executing based on certain conditions. Okay, and the sample example loop statements like while, do while, for loop you have studied in C programming and Java programming, C++ programming. Okay, here in Python we are having two set of loop statements. One is uh, while loop, another one is for loop. Okay. Along with Python control structures, we are going to discuss about related features on these like range function, break and continue. General information regarding of this loop will be the statements must end with a semicolon. The first statement in the body of the loop must be indentation. See, listen students, indentation will be taken in a very key point in Python. It should be used in the proper manner. When you use the indentation for set of statements, the indentation should be in the same line. Then only it will be considered the codes will be belonging to the particular loop. Okay, all other statements must be indented by the same amount, and to terminate the loop, and again we have to uh, enter the blank line which is comes under the unindentation. So if you have type a for loop or while loop statement and put a semicolon at the end, colon at the end, and hit the enter key, automatically Python prompt will be providing some spaces. From the same space you can type how many statements you want comes under the particular loop. Then after completing three statements or four statements, then you have to make unintent, so which is considered as the set of statements will be considered for executing based on the particular condition. When the condition becomes false, right, it comes out of the loop. And here it is a while loop. The block of code execute over and over again with a while statement. The code will be executed as long as while statement condition is true. For example, here you can see x is equal to 0, and I am giving the condition while x is less than 10, and print the value of x, and in the end equal to space, that is no new line, end is equal to string, so this will be used for in the print statement, printing in the same line, no need to print into the next lines. So x is equal to x plus 1. So initially what happens, x will be initialized to 0, it check with 0 less than 10, so the condition becomes true, so it will be display the value of x 0, and providing some space. It is like tab, you are using slash t in the C statement now, the same thing. Okay, then it displaying some space. After that x will be incremented to 1, then the condition again going to check 1 is less than 10, 1 is less than 10 will be true, so it will be printing with the x value 1 and some space, and x will be incremented by 2, so it will be happening until it reaches the 9. 9 less than 10 is true, it display. When it comes for the 10, 10 less than 10 is false, so it the condition becomes false, it come out of the loop. So condition is evaluated just as in C, C++, Java. Okay, so 0 is for false, and non-zero will be for true. The conditional operators also same, and indentation has to be provided properly. In the PPT it's not clearly shown with the indentation, where while you are writing the program, the statement print of x end and as well as x is equal to x plus 1 will be little using some indentation, where it will be in the same margin. Okay, print statement and x is equal to x plus 1 will be in the same margin, then only it will be considered as the two statements comes under the loop. Okay, and the next will be the break statement. Usually break will be for come out of the loop, that is it used to terminate from the temporarily terminate the particular loop, and it comes out to of the loop and execute the next statements, right. If the execution reaches the break statement, it immediately exits while loops clauses. Suppose you want to terminate or not to terminate, if suppose you want to come out of any of the loop, in the middle we can use the break statement. Consider here a sample program while true. So not only the condition, sometimes we can use the boolean value also in the condition statement for while loop or also while loop. So while true, that is if it is true means it is asking for please type your name, okay, the print statement, and it is asking the input by name is equal to input. So it is waiting for the user input, and it is check the condition if name equal to your name. That means while you are typing the name, you have to type your name. If it is same, then it will be break. That is the program will be terminated same itself, and it comes to out of the loop, and it will be displaying thank you. Whereas suppose name is equal to input, if you are giving the names, suppose name is equal to Ram, then if it check the condition if name equal to your name, so Ram is equal to your name is false, so break statement won't be executed. Again it will be go for executing the true, right? Then please type your name, and again it will be asking for the input. So this is the use of the break statement. When you want to come out of the loop statements, even it is a for loop or while loop, you can use the appropriate break statements based on some condition anywhere anytime. Okay, here is the example of the same program flowchart execution. You can see that initially we have started and name equal to assign with empty string, and we are checking that whether name is existing. Yes, if it is true means it is asking for please type your name, right? So name is equal to some value means it is existing, so it will be checking that the value will be existing in the name, so it is true. So please type your name, it is printing, and we are giving the user input, and then after it is checking the condition entered value will be equal to your name. If it is true, then it is break the statement, right? That is it is take a break and displaying that thank you. Suppose if you are giving different name, then the loop will be repeated again, it will be asking for please type your name. I'm repeating the statement. Observe that clearly. Initially name will be assigned with some random value, that means the variable is existed, still existed, so that it is checking that true. So if by default it will be true, right? So that it will be displaying print please type your name. Then we have given the input for the string name, right? And the entered string will be checked against with the value. So the entered string will be equal to your name means, right, it is taking the break and come out of the loop, else this statements will be repeated. So this is the use of the break statement. Okay, next will be continuous statements. So continuous statements, what is the usage of continuous statements? When the program execution reaches a continuous statement, the program execution immediately jumps back to the start of the loop and re-evaluate the loop's condition, which means it skip the following statement. Continuous statements performance will be same in all the programming. It skip the following statements and continue from the loop statements beginning. Okay, here is an example presented. See here the same program. While true, it is asking print it will be while while true, then it is displaying who are you. Then that means it asks the user has to enter some value, okay, that will be stored in the name. So the entered value will be Joe, that means not equal to Joe. Name not equal to Joe means it will be continue, that means it skip the remaining statements. Okay, again it will be asking for who are you, which means the person should be Joe, right? So name not equal to Joe means continue. So continue, what happens? Suppose I have entered name is equal to input Clara. So then what happens? Clara not equal to Joe will be true, right? Clara not equal to Joe will be true. Then that time what happens? The following statements, that is print hello Joe, again password input, if password checking, everything has been comes to end, again it will be displaying who are you. That means when a person entered name is Joe, then only it will be asking for the password. It's simple process. Okay, then the next statement, suppose I am giving who are you, after that I am giving Joe, Joe. Okay, then it is checking name not equal to Joe, then that time the condition becomes false, so it won't execute the continue statement. It is displaying the next statement, hello Joe, what is the password? It is a fish, it is giving the hint as a fish. Okay, here again we have to give the input as some value. So suppose if input, if you are giving swordfish is the actual password. So if password will be you have given as a swordfish, then both are same. Okay, then it take the break, which means it skip the loop and it will be displaying print access granted. Suppose if password is not equal to Schwartz, then again it will be go for displaying who are you, then these statements will be repeated. A simple process. So okay, the person should be Joe and the password will be Swordfish, then only it will be displaying access granted, else it will be going with repeating the statements, right? Who are you will be repeatedly asking until unless you are typing Joe, or okay, password will be repeatedly asking, that is until unless you are printing that Swordfish. Okay, let's see the flowchart for this diagram. Okay, so the execution we'll see in the practical class. Just to go through the content, how we have used the continuous statements, and here it will be the for loop. Next will be the for loop. The syntax for the for loop will be using the keyword for, and after that variable name, and the keyword in followed by the sequence. Here the sequence will be, we have to use the range, okay, then colon, then body of the statement. So what will be in sequence? Sequence can be list of values or it can be defined by the range functions. So range functions also we can use, or we can use the list of values. Okay, range of n produces list of values. Suppose I am giving range of 5 means it will be going with range of 0 to 5. Then it will be taking 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, then we can specify range of start comma n, which is begins at start and instead of 0. Suppose I am giving 1 comma 5, then it will be starting from 1 and it will be taken from the value till 5. And we have give range start of n comma step, that means use a step as the increment. Suppose I am giving 1, okay, is in the initial start, in the place of start I am giving 1, and the end value will be 10, and after that I am giving step is equal to 2. Okay, then it will be go with 1, after that 2 value 3, then after that 5, then 7, 9. So the step will be used for how much increment you have to do. Okay, in C we are using for C is equal to increment operator, condition, then initialization, condition, then increment operator. Here little bit change. Okay, first for keyword, then variable name. Which variable? Usually we are using I, na, I, J, something else. So like that variable name first we have to use. Then the keyword in is must compulsory required. Then the sequence will be, okay, we have to specify any value, or we can use some set of range values. Okay, here is the syntax for the for variable. Again, this is in theory you have to write like this. Okay, for statement looks something like for I in range of 5. You can see that for I in range of 5, which means for is the keyword, I is the variable name, in is the keyword, range of 5. That means it 5 means it will be taking from the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, by default it will be taken from the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose you want to specify, it has to start with 1, then you have to give range 1 to 5. Okay, the for keyword, variable name, the in keyword, a call to the range of method with up to 3 integers passed to it. We can, the range function accepts 3 values. Single value means it will be taking 0 from 0 to up to the end. For example, range of 5 means which is taking the value of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, suppose I am specifying range 1 comma 5, then it will be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is starting value and end value. Suppose I am giving range is equal to range of 2 comma 10 comma 2, which means initially it takes number 2 and the end value will be 2. Okay, which is incremented by 2. So it is taking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, starting on the next line, an intended block of code will be used for performing the operation based on that particular range. Okay, here is a simple examples. For I in range of 3, you can see here the first example. I am zooming that window for I in range of 3. So what is the condition here? I is the variable name in range 3. So here it will be executing the following statements when the value of I will be in 3, that is 0, 1, 2. So print statement, we are printing, simply we are printing the value of I, and end statement will be used for printing in the same line continuation like a tab space. Okay, So the output will be like this. Okay, it executes the following statements, that is print. See, it is used in the command prompt in the, that is why indentation is not properly showing while you are writing the program. After the for I in range, you have to use some space for separating the block of statement. Okay, so I value will be printed initially 0, then it go for checking the range, still it is exist, then it will be displaying 1, then I again it go for checking the range 2, then it will be displaying, then it's checking for the range, I is checking for range of 3, no, because it is, we are giving only 3 possible values, so that is display 0 1 2. After that, program automatically come to the next statement or it is terminated. Okay, next conditions in range of function, we are using the 2 value. See here, for I in range, 5 comma 10, so 5 is the starting value and 10 is the end value. We are printing that value, print of I end of, so it will be go for beginning 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, similarly, right, just once again observe that the first value will be specified the beginning of the value and the last value will be specified the end of the value. It is checking that. So 5 to 10 means it take between the value. It's starting from the 5. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is not taken since only 5 values will be taken. When you have specified the ranges, starting value will be taken. The before that end value it will be considered. Again, when we have used the step function, see here, okay, for I in range 6 comma 12 comma 2, so 6 will be in the beginning, 12 will be at the ending, the last value in the range will be determining the step value, increment operator. Okay, so 2 means it will be incremented the I value by 2 2. So print of I, here observe that we are not using the end statement, end is equal to within double quote string, so that it will be printing in the next line, so it will be displaying 6 8 10. Observe that when we are using 2 values in the range, it will be beginning from the first value where it will be considered before the end value. So 12 means before that how much value will be taken. So when it reaches 12, it comes out of the loop. Okay. One more here, for I is equal to 1, 2, 3. What will happen? It is starting from 1, end with 2 and increment will be 3. 3 means we have to increment by 3. So which is 1, 2, 3. Right, I is equal to 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, another example here, ranges can also be specified using expressions. N is equal to 5 for I in range 2 into n plus 3. So which here it is pointing out that we can use the expressions in the range. So 2 into n means the n value will be initialized 5. So 2 into n means 5. 2 into 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 means 13. So the expressions also we can use in the range. That is also we can use 3 values. Range always accepting 3 values. First will be the beginning and second will be the specifying the last value and the third value will be used for the increment operator. Okay. So since here n is equal to 5, so 2 into n, 2 into 5 will be 10, 10 plus 3, 13. So range of 13 which is accepting from the 0. If you are not specifying the beginning value, it will be, if you are specifying only single value, it will be taken from 0 until that number, before that number. So 13 means it will be taking 13 values, so 0 to 13, sorry, 0 to 12. Okay. And the next will be importing the models. So what is the importance of importing models? It is like including the standard library by built-in the Python functions having the built-in functions like print of statement, input statements and length of functions. Okay, where if you want to use additional library functions, we can use by the import keyword. Okay, it is like hash include stdio.h in the C program, where you are using import java.io.star in the Java programming. Okay, the import keyword followed by the name of the model you have to use. The syntax will be import keyword followed by the name of the model. Here is one example. See here, import random, which is including the standard module random, which generate the random numbers. Okay, I am specifying for I in range of 5. That means it take 5 values from the starting from the 0 and it go for 4 times it will be executing 0 1 2 3 4. I will be 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, and here we are printing that random dot rand int of 1 comma 10. That means, which means from the random module, okay, it is taking the value between 1 to 10 randomly. Any one of the number can be generated. Okay, so that will be going to print. Okay, random is the library which is we have imported by using import statement, okay, dot, and we have calling the function rand int of, okay, rand int of, and we are specifying the range 1 comma 10, which means the number 1 to 10, between 1 to 10 it take the integer values, any value has been taken, okay, it is not come in the same order. If you are executing this program next time, it will be taken different set of values, random values has been taken, okay. When you run this program, the output will be looking like this, that is 4n1841. If you are running this code in again, you will be getting the different input. Usually random method will be used for generating the random numbers, working on random number generations and random number input or output specification. Then that time this import random statement has been probably used. And the next will be how can we terminate the program. Usually in other programs we are using exit, right? When you are giving exit, it comes that is, it is completely terminate the program. Like that, this in Python we can use sys.exit. By calling the sys.exit function, program can be terminated. Before using this function, we have to import the standard library sys. So here you can the example, import sys, then while true, it displaying the first statement, type exit to exit, and it is waiting for the user's response. And when you are typing exit, right, exit, check if response equal to exit means it will exit. That means it comes out of the, that is, it not comes out of the loop, it is comes out of the loop. Also it terminate the current program, okay. And suppose if you have typed quit or something else other than exit, it check the condition, then it won't execute sys.exit. Again it will be displaying the message you typed, whatever you have typed, that response will be displaying here. See, here we are using the plus statements, the print statement, okay. Whenever you want to access the variable names, right, you have to use the comma. Whenever you want to specify some string values, then you have to use the concatenation symbol, that is plus, okay. So this is for terminating the program based on some condition. If you want to terminating the program, you can call the sys.exit of function, okay. So the sys.exit of function, you can use appropriate places when you want to terminate some based on some conditions, okay. So before using that, we have to use the sys model should be imported, okay. So today's class we discussed on Python for loop statements and how can we use the range functions and break and continue, as well as system.exit, how can we exit and importing the models, okay. Thank you.